Did you guys know that there's so many different varieties of trees and shrubs that are so easy to propagate and in different ways that are so much faster than growing them from seeds? Well, today we're going to talk about 3 different methods and are my preference and also method of choice. This right here is a kumquat tree and also a fruiting tree. And we're using the sphagnum and bag method to air layer this branch right here, where we simply used a plastic bag and also some moistened sphagnum moss, and then we twisty tied it in place. And as you can see, all of those roots are growing, and this right here is now ready to be cut and planted. And it really wouldn't surprise me if this branch created fruit within the next season. Up next is our snowbush tree, and we're still in the winter season, so it's not at its prime yet. These will literally grow baby trees from their roots and will spread throughout, as you can see right here. These are all little baby trees, and all you simply have to do is go ahead and dig them out and put them in soil, as I've done right here. These are some that I've potted. This right here is an ornamental, edible, and medicinal plant known to produce the berries that are so helpful for our colds and our flus, and also building up our immune system. This is the elderberry tree or bush. And these cuttings right here were sent to me via UPS, so these are some pretty hardy cuttings. And as you can see, all of those little new branches and new buds coming out, and also within the water, you're noticing those buds and also branches and new roots coming out as well. So these right here are ready to be planted at any given time, and I'll pot them up and plant them up for you in my next video. These are all great methods of cloning a plant, tree, or shrub and getting them to grow, mature, produce fruits or flowers a whole lot faster than you would if you grew them from seeds. Have you guys ever propagated any of your trees and shrubs in any of these methods? And if so, which one was your favorite method of choice?
July is the best month for taking lavender cuttings and then rooting them for free plants.
Begin with a healthy cutting that's about 4 to 6 inches long. Make a cut right below a leaf node, that's where leaves are coming out of the stem, and then strip about half of the leaves off of the cutting. Then you'll want to put it into some gritty compost, water it in, and then put a plastic bag over the top. Secure it and put it in a place that's warm but out of direct sunlight, and it should root in 4 to 6 weeks.
To create dahlias for free, pot up your tubers and take the first few shoots as cuttings. For propagation, you can use seed and cutting compost or simply peat-free general purpose. Reduce some foliage and pot up your cuttings. Rooting powder is optional. Water your cuttings well and wait for them to grow. Propagation is amazing. After 3 to 4 weeks, you will have your own dahlias for free. Step by step how to propagate dahlias and other useful dahlia content is included in my new book. Learn how to create a garden of your dreams for less. Link to the book is in my bio.
The little tips for propagating roses that the flower farmer taught me have a high survival rate. Cut healthy branches and remove excess leaves and buds. Cut the bottom at an angle. Add a few drops of bashful fungicide to the water. Then dip the branch in the fungicide solution before placing it in a flower pot. Finally, put it in a cool, ventilated spot, and it will root in no time.
Orchids shouldn't be seen as short-lived flowers. They actually have an extended blooming period. After they bloom, you can trim the flower spike. You'll notice there are multiple buds along the spike, so make sure to leave the central bud intact. Cut the spike into smaller sections, each with a bud. Soak them in a rooting solution for about 5 minutes. Then, take a damp paper towel and spread some pre-soaked moss on it, placing the freshly cut sections on top. Be sure they're not too close to each other. Roll everything up, find a cup, and place the rolled sections inside. Fill the cup with water, but make sure the water level doesn't rise above 1/3 of the cup. Cover the cup with plastic wrap and poke a few ventilation holes. In about 50 days, you'll see roots and new leaves starting to grow. By following these simple steps, you can grow your own beautiful orchid bouquet in no time. Did you find that helpful? Isn't it exciting? If you learned something, be sure to follow for more daily tips and tricks on indoor plants. Thanks for reading.
Propagating the jade plant 2 ways. Number 1, from a leaf cutting. Select a strong leaf and carefully remove it from the stem. Place the leaf on a tray and leave it to dry. Lay the leaves on top of the succulent soil or slightly into it. Keep the cuttings in bright, indirect light. Water very sparingly until roots start to grow. Normally, this is after a few weeks. When new leaves form, transplant them into small pots. Try not to disturb the roots too much. From a stem cutting. Take the stem cuttings where they're still green with at least a couple of pair of leaves. Remove the leaves on the bottom. Let the cuttings callus over. Place the cutting in a small glass jar with just enough water to cover the bottom part and keep it in bright indirect light. After around 4 weeks, the roots might appear. Pot them in soil when the roots are at least 1 to 2 inches long.
This is the Tradescantia Nanook. Let's propagate and make 2 new plants for free. The trick is to make sure that each cutting has a node. Bury that node beneath the soil, and the moisture in the soil will stimulate it to sprout roots. You may notice that I'm removing the lower leaves to expose the node, as leaves beneath the soil will likely rot. I'm taking a bunch of cuttings to ensure that my new plants are full and bushy. As I'm using coir, the potting mix is already moist, but if yours isn't, be sure to water when you finish up.
Let's harvest some more baby snake plants. These are some more cuttings from April 2020. I've already harvested 1 round of baby snake plants from them. There are a ton more growing. So I'm gonna snap them off just like this, and we'll set them aside to plant them. I prefer snapping versus cutting just to reduce the amount of bacteria. Speaking of bacteria, this is a rotten leaf, throw that away. Some cuttings rot, and that's okay, just throw them away. Look at all these pups, how cute is that? I give them a good rinse and get them ready to plant. You can do all of these in an individual pot, or you can style them together. This is a rotten pile that I'm just gonna throw away. And these are some cute pots. I'm gonna give these away as a gift. Use well-draining soil and dig a hole and just stick them in just like this. Then I will give them a good water. And I have a few more to do another little baby pot. They'll grow out of the pots pretty quickly, but you can separate and put them into larger pots. Look at how cute, love it. And we're gonna do it again. I'm gonna rinse these mother plants off where there's no visible rot and then stick them back in water. And I potted these ones as well. So cute, I'm obsessed with propagating plants.
Here's how to propagate a monstera in water easily. First, you're gonna find a nice plant that's ready to make a cutting. Next, you're gonna need a pair of sharp scissors, and you're gonna cut so that you have a node and an aerial root. Here's what my cutting looked like, and I just trimmed my aerial root a bit. Next, find a nice jar and pour in some water that is room temperature and put it in like this, and then you're just gonna wait 2 to 4 weeks until the roots have developed nicely. And here's what my project looked like, and you can leave it as it is, or you can repot it in a pot. What did you think of this tutorial? Let us know in the comments down below. Happy propagating! Bye!
Oh, you can't find this in the store. Not this, baby. This right here. This is customized. You better get like me.
The method of propagating roses by cuttings is actually very simple. First, choose a rose variety that you like. When selecting the branches, pick a robust one. Such a branch is rich in nutrients and has high vitality, making it very easy to take root. Don't keep the branch too long. Only retain 2 to 3 bud points for each section and cut off the redundant leaves, leaving only a pair of leaves at the top. Cut the bottom of the branch at a 45-degree angle to increase the water absorption area and the area for root growth. Take 2 ml teacups and a piece of foam board. Fill the cups with water and add a little rooting powder to increase the chance of root growth. Insert the branch into the foam board and place it on the water surface. Invert another milk teacup to fix it. Place it in a place with diffused light. After 2 months of cultivation, it will grow so many roots. There are many tips for flower cultivation and cuttings. Following me will definitely be worthwhile.
This has been propagating in water for at least a month now, and it's got little tiny roots. Plant Talk told me that if I put some pothos clippings in with this, it'll help grow its roots much faster because there's something in the pothos, it's got growth hormones or something in it, that makes other propagations root much faster. So we're gonna experiment and see if that's true. This is 1 week later. This is the mama.
Don't be afraid, you've got this. The advice I was given was to add a tablespoon of soil whenever I topped it off with water until it was fully soiled. But that took a while, so after about a month or so of adding a tablespoon every 3 to 4 days, I potted it in potting soil. But with experience, I learned that I didn't always have to add more soil, and they would still thrive. With this monstera water propagation, I transferred it 16 days after the initial soil addition, and I did it loosely. I started by adding 3 to 4 tablespoons of soil and probably added a few more before transferring it. So don't be afraid and try adding a tablespoon every few days.
Cut my plants into pieces so I can make some more. Propagation, no seedlings, just need some dirt and a couple free evenings.
Check me out, check me out. Boom, bam, bam, bop. Bada bop, boom. Pow.
Propagating tips for alocasias. My churro cabinet filled with plants. I just wanted to show you guys a really easy way to propagate alocasia corms. I've had 100% success rate using this method, and I just take a container. Honestly, I got this one from Chipotle for free over by the drinks. They always have these empty containers. You can grab one and you just stick the corms in here. I don't even peel the outside off. Some people do in videos. If you see that on YouTube, you can, or you can leave them. I just leave them, honestly, and I just put just a tiny bit of water in there, literally the smallest amount, and keep the lid closed, and look at all these leaves emerging. These are all silver dragon corms, so I'm super excited that all of these are popping out. So I did the exact same thing for these guys right here, and look how good they're doing. So I have 5 leaves now, and the roots are so good. So good in this pot here. And this is in stratum, and then this is pon on the bottom here. But they are loving the semi-hydroponics. I think for once I can keep alocasia alive if I do this method. So I'm about to put these guys also into stratum, just like this little cup here, and let them grow into their own little plant. It's going to be awesome. And also I'm going to be able to trade some of these because I don't need all of these. I already have a silver dragon. It's not doing like the best. It only has 3 leaves right now. But yeah, so if that one fails, I will have these as a backup. And these have not given me any issues in the hydroponics. So I'm really excited, and I will keep you guys updated as always.